Alright, mace hammers, alright? So a lot of sledgehammer work is used, you know what I'm saying, in fitness classes, training classes, stuff like that. The traditional sledgehammer has more of like a narrower, kind of like longer head. But you know, they found in the past that when people are trying to learn these things, it's already hard enough to get the rhythm and like the flow and kind of get the hands and the body working together, that it would kind of like hit off and kind of twist and it could hurt people. So the mace hammers are good if you think about doing sledgehammer work, because no matter how you hit the tire or whatever object you're hitting, it can't be canted off to the side and cause, you know what I'm saying, twisting in the forearms and you know, increasing the risk of injuries. So the mace hammer is a great way to decrease injuries for people that have learned how to use sledgehammers. Fortunately for me, I grew up using axes in the blue collar industry, and it kept me in shape as well, you know, using that stuff. And when I was fighting, I loved it. You know, chopping wood in the backyard, creating a lot of wood chips. I used to love training for fights because it works everything. It works the legs, it works the core, it works full body, you know what I'm saying, what we call integration, feet to fingertips, to really get a good strike with this, you know what I'm saying. You use your whole body together, so it's great workout all the way around. But it's one of the hardest exercises I have to teach people for the coordination, because there's a lot of moving parts to think about. You know, so we'll talk about some common mistakes we see, you know, in my opinion, you know. So a lot of times people stand with split stands, you know, which makes it kind of hard to really navigate it. You can do it, you know what I'm saying, but there's no reason to have this hip forward. So I take a square stance, and I think almost like squatting or using the slam balls or coming down with the energy, it allows me to have a little bit less room. So when I'm like taking the hammer off the tire, I don't have to worry about a foot being forward. I can smack a hip, you know, a shin or something like that. So that's one common mistake. The other one is I'm right-handed, so I have the weighted end right here. I have my hand closest to it. I always tell everybody, think about what's easier to control, someone by their neck or like someone by their feet, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm trying to get this thing overhead, you know what I'm saying, out here, it's a little harder to control than if I had it by the head. Now I can bring it around, you know what I'm saying, which we're going to get into, a little easier because I'm controlling the weight at the closest point. There's not as much leverage that the weight can apply to my body. As it gets out here, it's a little harder. There's exercises that we do that with, but we're talking about a general use of this actual tool. So that's one common mistake. The other one is a lot of people who bend over as they come down, they'll bend over. You know, we like to come straight down, you know what I'm saying, to a squat position with it, allows us to strike, let the weight of the hammer do the work. What usually gets people to pull forward is, as we come over the top, we're supposed to get this hand to come sliding all the way down in one continuous motion, so that way we can squat down and have the weight out in front of us. So what a lot of times people do is they'll either come straight overhead, or if they do get the circle, they kind of don't let this hand slide down. So what that does is it pulls them forward. And that can also drive it into here, into your hips and your abdomen and stuff like that. So what I want you to think about is like a pool stick. So let's just say it's here, right? And I want to bring this hammer back, right? All I'm doing is I'm pulling back, almost like a pool stick, if you will, or a pinball plunger with my left hand. This hand becomes relaxed. And I just slide it right past my hip, and I get it back by the head again, all right? So the starting position as a right-handed person, I've got it by the right hand by the neck, and I'm down here, there's like a little grip area, knurled end. I'm not off the end, because we don't want to slip off. I like to have about an inch or two of a little bit of extra grip there. So I'm here. Now, what's good about this hammer is it works the thoracic spine, right? So as I'm coming around, I'm expanding the rib cage and working the thoracic spine. I'm keeping the core tight. So as I'm coming around, making that circular motion, I'm coming up overhead. As I come up overhead, I'm not taking my hand off the shaft. I'm letting it slide down as I'm coming down. So all in one continuous motion, I'm coming up and over. I don't have to come up on my toes. Some people do, you don't have to. And as I come up over the head, this hand is starting to slide down. I have a 10-pound hammer, so it's a little easier to show you in slow motion. I can control it. As I come down, my hand grips, think almost like a baseball bat, you know? That's how you get the maximum velocity on a baseball bat, right? And as I get right to that point where my hand stops, that's when I'm coming down hard with my legs, my core, and breathing out. So I'll come up on the top, and I'll slam that hammer down like that. So as you see, my hand stops here, I'm gonna be pulled forward, right? And that's working on my lower back and stuff like that. We don't wanna do that. So I'll come around, that hand slides down, right as it gets there, that's when my energy's coming down at the same time, right? I'll just, right down, right? Slow motion. Right? Hand comes over the top, bang. A lot of times our timing when we start to be off, we'll come over, we'll start to slide the hand too soon. We get stuck. It's okay with a 10-pound hammer for some of us, but it's not the way we want to do it. So right as I'm coming down, bang, I'm bringing that hand all the way down to my trail hand, if you will. So, having said that, we want to get from the tie here back to this position, right? So for a quick moment, that hammer's kind of weightless. It bounces. That's when I slide it back. I pull that plunger back. You see what I'm saying? So you see this hand becomes tight to grip. As I come over, it becomes a little loose, right? Almost like I'm making like just open it up a little bit. Comes a little loose so I can slide down. And right off the bounce, I relax the hand again so I can slide it. What we don't do there is this. Right? People do that, they get away with it, but you can miss. It's less efficient, right? It's not as fast. Especially if we want to hit it quick, we just boom, slide, boom, slide, boom, slide it back, right? I keep the back straight. As you see from the side, I'll kind of hit the tire at a weird angle, but I keep the back straight. I come straight down. Straight down, right? Obviously, we can switch hands, go the other way, it just reverses it. All right, so those are the type of things we want to think about when we're actually using our sledgehammer. It's a great work. So when we want to retract it, remember, catch it in the weightless moment off the bounce. So we'll start all the way over, right? Got it by the neck. I come up and over. My hand slides down. Right when it's weightless, I pull it back. I held it up there a little bit so you can see it in slow motion. But do it again a little faster. Slide it back. It's weightless. You got it again. Slide it back when it's weightless, right? So I'm letting the hammer do the work for me. Alright? Getting that nice, good, strong core, keeping the core tight. I know I let my hand go, but I'm trying to show you. Core is tight, little on the way down. On the way down. On the way down. Alright? That's your basic sledgehammer work. Thank you very much.